Hey Legionnaires and fellow Napoleonic fans, today we have another NTW3 battle for you today, and today we have a very different one. We have a Napoleonic ambush battle taking place here. I'm very excited to see how this one goes. We are deep into Spanish territory here as the French, and the French have got a tough challenge against them. No longer are the Spanish fighting in pitched battles, but are fighting them in guerrilla warfare. Coming from the forests and from the hills, attacking quickly and disappearing before the French know what has hit them. Today at Puerta del Rey, there is going to be an ambush against the French forces here, led by Joseph Bonaparte, brother of Napoleon Bonaparte himself. The rules for this battle: the French are to ignore the Spanish until the first shots are fired, and then the French can react, and then, they can engage. And then once they've beaten the Spanish, they must continue along the road as though nothing has happened. So that's basically the rules. As you can see, the French are on their way forward. And I'm really excited to see how this one goes. As you can see, the first columns are getting ready. You can already see the Spanish arrayed on this hill here, ready to go. But I guess it's supposed to be a really steep ravine or something, or supposed to be more cover, but you can see the land that the ground they're gonna have to go through. It's this sunken road here. This is supposed to be the ravine, and I guess they've got to go on towards down this, carry on down here, and I guess come out the far end by the Bayakana basically. And that should be this should be a really exciting scenario to see how this one goes. Never have we done a ambush battle before with NTW3. We certainly have with other sort of Total Wars, of course. We've done Schulenburg Forest and various other famous ambush battles, but yeah, never a Napoleonic ambush battle, and this should be very, very interesting to see how this one goes. But yeah, I am thoroughly excited, and it should be a fun one, that's for sure. I don't actually know if Puerta del Rey is an actual ambush battle historically. I'm gonna put it down as it is, because that's what they titled the guys that sent this one in title it as Puerta del Rey. But I don't honestly know if it is. I don't know. I'll have to double check before I put this out. You'll have the answer whether I put it out as historical or whether I just put it out as custom. I'm not really sure myself, because I couldn't find it when I googled for it. And I mean, I don't know every single battle in Napoleonic period, but I didn't recognize the name. We've got a lot of Spanish troops here that are fighting for the French. That's a good sign for the Spanish loyalists. We've got Grenadiers, a Spanish campaign, or Spanish Grenadiers that are fighting for the French. That's a cool unit. But yeah, lots and lots of allied troops in this French army, along with obviously plenty of Frenchies as well. But it's gonna make it easier if there's lots of allied troops as well, Guards Civil de Missouri. It just sounds like they're gonna be National Guardsmen, really. Look at this. Look at the columns setting off. This is insane. I don't know whether the French are gonna send in part of their force first, get ambushed, and then they send in the rest. I don't really know. It'll be interesting to see. We've got the Vistula Legion here, though, under Suchet, one of the better commanders at in this period. In the Peninsular War, he actually did have a decent policy of sort of befriending the population. There are lots of Vistula Legion here. Actually, these guys actually might do a pretty good job, and they all come square, which is important. Artillery, which will be interesting to see how artillery really does in an ambush battle. Can't see it being that great. Actually, yeah, it looks like one of the few artillery pieces I can actually see here today. And there aren't many much in the way of cav either. There is some chasseurs. Whether there's a limit on cav or something, there is some chasseurs leading the way, but that is really it. I think they've got these chasseurs just out here just because they're light cav and they can see quite a way. It's just some way of countering, or slightly breaking the rules, I imagine, just trying to see what they are running up against. I believe one of the rules for the Spanish was they weren't allowed to bring grenadiers. It was mainly just line infantry and lights. But yeah, I think one of them did. One of the players did bring grenadiers. It's not the end of the world. Well, we'll see in this battle. I like this uniform. This is a cool ass uniform. I mean, they're wearing skirts. It's a strange look, but I guess it's warm in Spain, you get your legs out, get a bit of a tan going. But yes, if you're enjoying NTW3 on the channel and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. It really does help out the channel. And we're kind of just waiting on the build-up right now. We're just waiting to see when they actually attack. We've got the Royal Irish leading the way here. The Irish did fight for the Spanish on both sides because, well, the Spanish were Catholic and the Irish are Catholic, so they saw them as like a brother in arms, and they fought together. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they do in this one. They can't form square, very importantly. They clearly aren't that well trained, but they are up there with the Fusiliers of the Royal Guard of Spain. So, they've got some, you know, some vets up there with them. At least some better trained troops. They may not be veterans, really. But we'll see how they can do. We've got Spanish now appearing on this side of the hill as well. Again, just looks like more regular infantry. Again, more of the guys in skirts. Awesome to see you guys here. Yeah, the French army is basically all here. There's actually still one army. We've still got Victor over here. I think we've got a Victor, a Ney, a Suchet, and a Joseph Bonaparte as well. And you know, Joseph Bonaparte would be taking the lead, would be taking command as being brother of the Emperor. He would demand to have be commander-in-chief. I'm sure of it. Yeah, I can't imagine that this actually happened, like a huge ambush like this, really, in history. It would have been catastrophic for the French. It might have been like a smaller ambush, like actually in history. Like the Spanish did lots of ambush battles on the French throughout the war. Like, I mean, the French lost something like 300,000 or something like that, I've read somewhere, to like guerrilla warfare, which is an insane amount of troops. I mean, the French put in like nearly like 1 million men or something into Spain at like throughout the Napoleonic Wars. It's incredible. They really did throw in like an insane amount of troops. It was something like as insane as nearly like 1 million men. It's something really high. Oh no, I think I know what it is. Actually, sorry, I've got it wrong. They lost 300,000 of the French in the Napoleonic Wars, and they lost like something like 70,000. I think it's somewhere between like 50,000 to 70,000 in guerrilla warfare, which is still incredible. Like a huge portion was to guerrilla warfare. It looks like this army over here is flanking the Spanish. I'm just looking at it from that perspective. But yeah, the Spanish threw in close to like an insane amount. It's like 3 times 300,000 men that they lost. It's something ridiculous throughout the war. I mean, obviously, lots of them were then pulled out to then go to the Grande Armée. So it's not like they all fought there the entire time. That would be insane. Logistically, you couldn't do that anyway. Spain has no supply. It's not really exactly a place to live off the land, which Napoleon's armies relied on. But anyway, less wittering, more fighting, please. The French are pretty much into the ravine. I can't imagine it will be much further until they're going to stop fighting. The guns are set up and they are ready to go. It's a huge battery here from the Spanish, and I imagine it's not quite canister range. I was thinking canister would be a great way to open this battle, but no, round shot I think is going to have to be the way. What they'll fire at, I'm not quite sure. We will have to see. I'm waiting for the shot. I'm waiting to hear it, but I'm guessing they're waiting till the very last minute till enough French are in before they pull their trap. I mean, I imagine they want to go the whole way along before they really, like, do it. I don't know. There's no way they can get all these French into this ravine. But we just wait patiently. Patiently as the French march forward. Unknowingly, but also technically knowingly, because they can see them marching into a trap. It's a shame there isn't like a Spanish guerrilla corps or something like that, just made up of like guerrilla formations. That would be quite cool. They're kind of like assigned to like the Spanish army, which also kind of makes sense, makes them, you know, they're like really good skirmishers basically. Why are the French running here? They're just going to tire these guys out. It's the grenadiers of the Spanish army as well. Well, the Spanish loyalists. Well, I guess it's hard to say who's loyalist, because the Spanish Bonapartists, we'll call them, because I guess really the Spanish actually up on the hill are the loyalists, because they're still loyal to their royal family and to the Spanish nation, rather than to the new Bonaparte one. Maybe they're running to catch up with the vanguard, because the vanguard is getting quite way ahead. Got the Legion des Estrangers. I don't know what unit this is. Is this, I think this might be Spanish as well, but I'm not sure. Lega Español. And the, yeah, more Legion of the Estrangers. I don't know this unit. I think it might just be, like, more Spanish troops that are, like, estranged from their country. But here we go. Looks like these Spanish are moving forward, and we are going to see the ambush get underway now. Shots have been fired from the tree lines over here, and the battle is getting underway. So here we go. The French can now respond. There's been huge cannon shots into the middle of the Guard Civil down here. And it's looking pretty nasty already. As you can see, Chasseurs Cheval are getting hit hard. I don't know how the French are going to set up, because obviously you're going to have two lines. One that goes and faces this way, one that faces the other way. As they're getting shot from both sides of the road right now. And yeah, it's all guns blazing now. The French are probably wondering how they fell into this trap. I mean, one thing that's in favor of the French... A general is under attack. Oh my. Okay, already a chasseur has been routed at the front of the column, so that is good. Already getting rid of a prize cavalry unit. One thing that is in favor of the French, though, is they could throw their entire force against one side of the road. And then just try and push that way. Look at this already. Fusiliers of the Guard are getting hit hard from both sides. It's like, what are they going to do? It's pretty tough. Looks like the French are actually running back down the road. They're going to try and join up. The vanguard is way, way too ahead. I don't know what they plan to really get done. Artillery's still going off. The Royal Irish here getting shot to pieces. And it looks like already the French are going to make a push up this hill towards the artillery here. We've got lots of Laguerre here getting ready. They're getting shot in the back, that's the problem. They can set up all they want for an assault. But these Spanish troops up here on a great ridge, being able to fire down into them. It looks brutal. Big cavalry charge now going up the hill over here. Well, I say big. It's some Lancers of the Vistula. They're going after artillery pieces. I'm pretty sure these are pretty elite. Yeah, the Diablos Polacas, they're pretty good. We've got more Dragoons over here. They have routed the guns. So that's a win there for the French. And the cavalry over here has also routed the Spanish cav. So well done there to the Dragoons. And it seems like that Spanish cavalry that's coming to help here against the Polish Lancers might be victorious. Well, I say that morale is not looking great for either side, actually. The Spanish unit here is looking the wrong way, in fact. They need to turn around. The French are coming up the hill. The Lancers have been routed. And that vanguard is all but gone as well. My gosh. And here we go. Looks like we're about to see a charge down the hill. As the Frenchies charge up the hill to try and take the guns, the Spanish are coming down to counter the charge. Oh my gosh, brutal volley. And that might just rout the French just in time. Yeah, 1-2 units breaking. Another Laguerre unit being thrown in. Laguerre is good, it's light infantry, but it's not there to, it's not designed to go into melee as much as, say, other units are. Already this French cav is having an absolute joy on this side here against the Spanish. The Spanish do have a lack of squares, so cav could be the way forward. And here we go, got some sappers coming in here against some light infantry. It just seems like the French are going to just not bother sitting shooting. They're just going to rather go to melee. We've got here Grenadiers to the line. Seems strange that the French can bring Grenadiers, but the Spanish couldn't. But again, I guess the Spanish have a lot of other advantages. The sappers here, counting technically as a grenadier unit, I think, as well. Charging in. So tiny, what's that? That's a Vistula Legion there going in. That got routed instantly. They did also successfully rout the line infantry here of the Spanish. And they have actually, this first little block of Spanish here has been routed. I think as soon as the French, though, win, like we said, they have to get back into the ravine. They can't carry on along the top of the ravine like land battle. You can see here that fighting uphill is not in favor of the French. There's the Spanish, Spanish units there, the Bonapartists Loyal to the new cause of routed. 26th E Dragoons here getting ready. I don't know what they're going to go for. I think they're going to go down the front of the column and try and break through. Maybe try and get some of these infantry here. They're already on red morale though. And because they've left the center of the column, it looks like the Spanish are going to send troops down as well. And look at that, the Joseph's Dragoons, I don't know if they can just charge on through or what, but they just routed. They just ran down the road and they got routed instantly. The French here losing a lot of troops early on. If they get into a line fight, they might be able to turn this around. They're still fighting on top of the ravine. Peninsular Legion here trying to do their best. We're now seeing more Peninsular Legion going in. Melee, they think, is the way to go. The line infantry here broken. More and more of Nade's line infantry going in. I feel like they're not fighting on, like, in the ravine so much on this side here. Cavalry again over here getting a good win against Spanish Cav. Lots of Dragoons and Chasseurs Cheval getting in there, helping to rout more Spanish cavalry. It's a bit of a win there. But yeah, the French center is looking tragic right now. Oh my gosh, the volleys coming in onto these Frenchies. The artillery fire as well is brutal. Anything getting further down this road is just getting absolutely obliterated right now. French fighting on. I haven't actually seen any grenadiers yet for the Spanish. I haven't seen a single one, but there might be around here somewhere. Here we go, French cav coming in. They should do some pretty solid damage to the Spanish line. Cannot form square. That's how you protect yourself in the Napoleon cause. Form a square. When one unit breaks, it demoralizes the rest, so this could be the start of a chain reaction along this line here. I mean, this one's on a red morale, as you can see. We've got another red and orange morale. There you go, another unit broken. And that could demoralize the whole line. There you go. Wow. Spanish troops routing across the front. Chasseurs coming in here. Again, trying to do damage. And now the Spanish are going to counter-charge. They're going to charge these Poles that have just won their own melee. I don't know if it's a great unit to charge into. The Polish units here, though, are battered. They're not the biggest units either. The Cav can carry on, like, hitting here. I don't know how much more they're really allowed to swing around. Seems like the French are just going to sit in this ravine here a little bit and try and battle their way through the first lines. I guess the Spanish can't move up and reinforce too much because they want to keep troops further down for when the French do eventually break through. So they are setting up, looks like, some big columns over here. Again, more of the boys in skirts. This ambush battle now turning into a little bit more of a traditional line fight. It looks like, yeah, again, we're about to see another bayonet charge. Touché going in. Wasn't the greatest of charges. I guess charging in the forest did slow them down, probably. Here we go. Here goes Touché. Some French units breaking over on this side, which is just Peninsular Legion, that are down to 11 men. Jeez. There's some massive columns being formed up here from the French as they go into melee. That's what they're choosing. Melee. And this one's looking the wrong way, the Spanish unit. Oh, I see some grenadiers now. Here we go. Spanish grenadiers in the fight over here. You can tell because of their hats. They're really tall hat boys. Yeah, this is really a proper line fight now, and the Spanish outgun the French by a lot. I mean, these units used to be like 100 plus, down to less than 50 now. The cav is still pretty strong and healthy for the French at the moment, but we are seeing a few breakages here. Well, it looks like we're going to see some breakages. Lots of units on red morale. The French could break through again. And look at this, the amount of Spanish descending onto the French flank here. Going in battle in their top hats. Cavalry coming in as well, trying to break these Spanish that are flanking them. They're getting shot at in the face by this unit here. I don't know if that's anything to be Fimin, but yeah, Spanish are breaking here. The French have been victorious in some areas. Grenadiers is still holding on though. And the French continue down the road again. Down the road again. There's Victor now that's going down. I think most of Joseph's army's been annihilated in seconds. Yeah, we've got Victor coming up with a lot of grenadiers. Joseph's still got a few troops at the back, but not many. Chasseurs have been routed, that's a bit of a shame, but it's expected as they got closer and closer to the Spanish lines. The fight in the forest is relentless. I mean, the French are nearly around the back of the Spanish here. There is a break in the line. But here we go. Got Spanish cav coming in now, descending into the French rear. And this might cause a rise to see. Orange and red morale for these guys. It's absolute chaos to tell you what's going on down there. But yeah, look at that. That whole French flank is now routing. And that's causing a chain reaction. You can see 3 other units close to routing. And that might just save the Spanish from disaster, because that was a lot of Spanish infantry that routed there in the forest. French Hussars now arriving though, pretty late. I mean, too late to change the outcome of that charge from the Spanish, but did a good job. Did the Spanish cav. Did a very good job. Hit them hard, boys! Hit them hard! Or not. I'm waiting for a glorious volley, and there isn't one to come. Yeah, if you want to send in your own replays of NTW3 action, maybe you've got some glorious Peninsular battles of your own, or any NTW3 battles. If you've got any that you feel like you might want to send in, feel free to join my Discord. The link is down below in the description. And yeah, we've got a great NTW3 community there. People that want to play battles and obviously send in their own. We do plenty of streams, a weekly stream on the channel. NTW3, so if you want to get involved in that as well, feel free to join the Discord. Looks like France might be looking to make an assault up this hill now. I mean, they were firing up this hill and they must be missing every shot. There's not many dead up there. Laguerre breaking there for the French. And Spain's basically reoccupied the ground he held. French moved a little bit more into the tree line, but that is it really. And the French are really quickly running out of reinforcements. They have got an artillery piece way back here still. I don't know what they're going to do with this 4-pounder, but it is here. It's, I guess, maybe put it in the front lines over here. I don't know. Seems a bit of a bold thing to bring. We've got Ney here. He's in the middle of this this formation here, I guess we could say. And there's a cavalry charge now going up the hill. Here they go. They're gonna go for these skirmishes. A bit of a win, I guess. We really should try and get this cavalry, because the cavalry will countercharge once the French cav has been committed. Squares are being formed. And the French lines are going to move up as well. We need to get closer while the square is in operation. Here we go. French cavalry going in against the Spanish. And then the other French cav's going to flank in on. And there goes both sides lost the cav unit. A good trade for the Spanish, really. Oh my, what happened back here? Or is this just, I think this is just Spanish cav just retreating. Just retreating through fleeing Spanish. The battery over here has not been threatened in a long time, and they're now getting opportunities to pound away again at the French as they assault up the far hill. Getting some good angles on them. Missing at the moment, but getting good angles. Got Grenadiers, the line here actually moving up. The backbone of Victor's army. Yeah, Suchet's army is starting to run out of steam pretty quickly here. Still got some Spanish Grenadiers in there. They're actually charging down the hill. And we've still got the boys in kilts as well. The skirts. But yeah, it seems like the French giving up on this assault. Laguerre up there is routed. So it looks like they're giving up on that assault. They can't stay up, like, don't have to stay in, they have to stay in the ravine and not take this this building. Really quite a good objective to take for the French. Oh no, it rallied this Laguerre. It's a bit of a win. They need some more of these retreating troops to rally, and soon. There's actually a second artillery piece. We've got 4 and an 8-pounder here. They need to set them up like back here and just start shelling the Spanish, but they haven't got the greatest of angles. Yeah, this open ground over here has been littered with bodies. We've got skirmishers here, dueling. Looks like we're going to see a little cavalry unit maybe go for a charge on the skirms. Try and remove them. And the French again went for a bayonet charge. And again they failed. Victor's Grenadiers to the line. Failing to break through the boys with skirts. And here we go, Dragoons moving up. I think they're going to go for the skirms, just get rid of them. It's not a great use of cav. Yeah, they're getting shot at quite badly. They lost a couple of riders. Yeah, the French are... I mean, this whole area is littered with bodies. It's a tiny area. It's just covered with so many bodies. I do love the officer. When he fires his gun, it's pretty epic. Sword in hand, sword in one hand, pistol in the other. That's a great look. Good volley there from Victor. I mean, that might demoralize the Spanish enough before they charge in. They didn't really charge either. They just walked forwards. A bit ominous, a bit scary. And it looks like they should rout. Yeah, that was pretty easy. One of the final units, I'm pretty sure, of French cavalry here. A Hussar unit moving up. It's about at half strength now. It looks like the French again are going to make another assault for the guns, but again they're repulsed. But Pierre Lapisse with Grenadiers, they were pushed back down. The second Grenadier goes in. While that goes on, we've got more. Some Vista Legion that survived. Wow. Along with a whole bunch of other units of Victor's Corps, they're pushing on. And again, the Spanish force over here gets sent in. These units are like armed citizenry. That's what they look like. That's all they look like. Spanish cav now coming down to deal with those Hussars, and they should rout them. They're running away, the Hussars. Not routing, not yet. One stray bullet routs them though. Here you go. a decent force being marshaled here from the French to push up this hill. But again, they're going to come into the same problem. They get shot on two sides. And already a Laguerre is broken before it's even set up. It's brutal, is this formation. I mean, they've got 6 or 7 units there. Probably more than that, more like 8. Really should have 4 facing this way, 4 facing the other, ready to assault up. Well, just to shoot up this hill, but I mean, it's impossible to get up this hill. It really is. Getting to that second part of the ravine is almost impossible. French there, routed by Spanish cavalry coming in. There's literally nothing left in the center. The Spanish have done just about enough to hold the French onslaught at bay. French over here still, you know, taking names. Good to see. Yeah, they're still fighting away. We've got Spanish infantry running down this hill trying to deal with these sappers and various other units here. Made it. These are probably some of the furthest French to make it forward, to be honest. There's still healthy Spanish units here waiting, along with Cav. There's still Cav as well back here. And more Spanish troops. Look at this. These are the guys waiting at the bottom of, at like the very end. And there's an artillery battery here, waiting. So they had a rough time. The French, they were not going to get through. It was a really well put together Spanish force. It's a shame that about the grenadiers, because I think the French could have maybe broken through those guys and made it a lot more costly if they didn't have the grenadiers. But those didn't make much of a difference. Artillery here getting fired at point blank range. Oh my gosh, this is sad to see. Don't know what happened here. I don't know what they fired at, but they did get a volley off. What are they firing at? It's hard to see. It seems like they fired between the 2 units. I mean, like, the obvious unit they hit was this blue one right in front of them. They didn't, not a single man drop. There's the 24th Line Infantry. Should rout those Spanish. Unless the French rout first. Looks like the French are a spent force and it's just a mop up now. With the final few units, you've got a couple of units here that are re-rallying, coming back for more. So we've got the 8-pounder crew over here, they're running around. I guess they were trying to avoid cavalry. Got line infantry up here that are trying to get rid of the skirmishers. Pretty fruitless task. There you go. That just seems like that is most of the battle mopped up and done with. Ney's over here. He's rethinking his options. Thinking, I shouldn't have come to Spain. Yeah, we will just fast forward now as the... oh, general has fallen. I don't know who's the general. It must have been the Suchet's, maybe, I think. I think it's Suchet's. It's like one of the units over here, basically, that just broke through. I think they've just been gunning him down. That is a sad, sad sight. Therefore, the French player at the end of all this. There's a couple, of French units here that actually, you know, putting up some resistance. Artillery here has rallied. 4-pounders going again. Fire when ready. Hit any of these damn things. Oh, the cavalry's coming. They might not make it. No! They were literally about to load that gun. Ah, how unfortunate. And I think what's over here? Voltigeurs and some line infantry, yeah. And again, another artillery piece. That's basically it. So we'll just fast forward as the remaining few Frenchies are mopped up. But it has been a fun one, that is for sure. A very different sort of battle as well. Certainly was a rough scenario there for the French, having to stay in that ravine, getting focused down from both sides. The cavalry just butcher that artillery crew. Poor guys. Actually, well, I'll say that one of them survived. Okay, well, fair play, artillery crew. I was wrong. But yeah, certainly a very, very different sort of battle for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy it. It certainly was a quick and bloody affair. That is for sure as well. I mean, the French, getting to about here, they just hit a wall and they couldn't get through. I mean, even at this tree line here, they really, really struggled. They had a lot of joy, but the Spanish just seemed to have a lot more troops, and they seemed that they went with the quantity over quality policy, which is pretty good for the Spanish. That you can just bring up shared guns, and since the French were stuck in this this ravine, the Spanish obviously having quantity could just pour gunfire from both sides onto the French, and eventually it was just what the Spanish needed to break the French morale and spirit. You gonna rout that Voltigare, guys? That is literally just the only unit left. There you go, they have routed it. It routed itself, I think. But there you go, guys. I think that is the battle. So defeat there for the French. This was sent in by Johnny Le Buffoon, who was playing as one of the French armies. I think he was playing as the Suchet Corps. So hopefully I'll put up the end results for you guys to have a look at. So you can have a look at those. Thank you to everyone that took part in this one, especially to the French players. They kind of had a fun time in this one. It would have been a lot of micro and a lot of death quite quickly. I think one of the French armies did die, like Joseph's, in like a matter of seconds. But yeah, we'll quickly have a look at some of the unit stats. I can't imagine anything that high. Visceral Legion, no surprise, taking the top spots with 71 and 67 kills. But yeah, Saps and Miners are 64. Some more Visceral Legion here, getting some kills. But yeah, not many, unfortunately, for them today. A shame. I mean, you got your Hussars down here with 8 kills. Oof, rough to see. More Visceral Legion with only 5. Oh dear. But there you go, guys. That is today's battle. So the Spanish have successfully annihilated a French army in an ambush battle, and that may change the fate of the Peninsular War. But until the next one, guys, I'll see you later. Bye for now.